Hey Capricorn, welcome to the Jezebel Way Tarot. Tonight I'm going to be doing your love and separation read for the month of March. Want to say thank you to all the loyal subscribers for hanging in there, whether you got a video or not. I appreciate y'all. Capricorn, I think you've been skipped over, and I do apologize. I moved, and so the whole month of February, that's what I was doing. We do have a new moon in, a full moon in Libra coming up, which should be good for balance. I'm looking forward to that myself because I could really use some balance, working on getting grounded and getting balanced. That should also be for good communication and some clarity coming in, right? Clarity of the mind coming in, which I know after Venus going direct and Pluto conjunct with Mars and the solar return of whatever, and north nodes flipping out and going in and out and crazy. I'm not an astrology professional. It's been a lot of energy that we've had to deal with and work around, right? And so I think by the full moon with Libra, we should start to see some more balance coming in, which is the calm before the storm, right? Because we go back into Mercury retrograde, I think, in a little bit. So anyway, so thanks again. Thanks for your patience. I appreciate y'all. I do have this. Meet James, my friend James. Mile is the name of his company. This sweatshirt that I'm wearing is one of his. It's very comfortable, very soft. I like it because the neck is not way down here or too way up here. Nice hoodie. It's very soft and it feels great. Just the right thickness. I'll have his information in the description box below. It's sportswear. So if you would like to go check out James's stuff, why, you will have an opportunity. Just click the link. So, Capricorn, let's see what we got for love for you for March. Okay, patience, nurture, okay. This is about either nurturing the self, nurturing a child, nurturing a relationship. Patience with something, nurturing something, manifesting that it already is what you deem it to be. And there's your breakthrough, okay. So, of course, I think that this is probably about a twin flame journey. But for those of you out there that doesn't resonate with, this is about nurturing and having patience in a relationship. Thinking of it positively, thinking about what's working instead of what's not working, right? Because sometimes we do tend to dwell on that. And especially if we've had problematic relationships, we're like, okay, let's see what you got, Joker. But this is about breaking away from that kind of mindset and thinking of what's working and nurturing what is working. And there's your breakthrough in this situation. So, good news. Let's see what's going on. Four of Wands wanted to come out as soon as I split those cards up. Talking about peace and harmony and balance, coming together in the midst of things that are going on instead of breaking apart. Sometimes things win when negative things win, when we are allowing that to divide us, right? Instead of coming together amidst the storm, right, with each other's back. We tend to infight. So I think that's also maybe what this is talking about too. New opportunities coming you guys' way, coming your way. Could be in business, could be in love relationship, of course. Threes are good for alignment, mind, body, soul. Ascended masters numbers, you're not alone. Ancestor numbers. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, an offer. Hey, let's start again. Let's get untrapped from this. Let's have a heart to heart, okay? Let's get untrapped, okay? Untrapped from this cycle that we've been in about concentrating on the negative. Let's concentrate on the positive. Let's make plans to go back to a place where we were before all this negativity we allowed to come in and divide us. You could be experiencing a move, right? Or making plans to relocate, or buying a house, or planning a wedding, or, decorating your new home, or whatever, right? Things that normally cause stress in relationships, finances, moves, buying homes, things like that. Okay, yeah. Someone keeps saying to someone else, you'd rather be single. You'd rather be single, wouldn't you? One partner is expressing the idea that they would look, so somebody is expressing the idea that what is happening with this couple, whatever plans they're making, is too much and too overwhelming. And one of the partners is taking that blame and internalizing it on themselves and making it their fault. So then comes the idea, you'd rather be single, wouldn't you? This is just too much. They're internalizing that it's too much for the other partner. And so there may be some funny conversations about that. There may be also some funny conversations about having had more money as a single person rather than being in a relationship with somebody. I don't know. But that may be your partner or you internalizing that, they're taking the blame for the situation being what it is, instead of saying, hey, let's get back to back here and figure out how we can resolve this situation, right? Yeah, so the idea here is that, this event, right, that's going on between the two of you is supposed to bring a lot of happiness and joy and new beginnings, right? So it should be like being celebrated, right? But for some reason, because the two of you are not in sync, okay, you're not together in your mind, you're not in alignment, it's not bringing a lot of happiness. It's almost as if you guys are able to enjoy the happiness separately, but not together. And that one of you has to hide your happiness, or you're not discussing how really celebratory the event is. Okay. If it is a celebratory event, okay, which it looks like to me it is. So let's see, Capricorn, what's going on with your partner. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of issues about fears being triggered by the past. I think there could be a lot of conversations happening. This looks like this is your partner. Somebody kind of wants to have a heart-to-heart here. And not a heart-to-heart in a way that it's a bombshell like, hi, I really want to leave you. This is a conversation about behavior patterns and someone expressing their feelings on a situation, someone trying to reach out to the other partner and communicate and negotiate and make things right and explain, maybe why they've been acting funny or whatever. It's a lifeline they're trying to get from you and give you at the same time to sort of bring this situation back on track, the relationship back on track, and to reel something in between the two of you before it gets out of hand. So your partner's a little bit triggered by their past, it looks like, and they've been talking negatively about a lot of things. And the reason why they have been is because they're triggered by something that happened in the past that's following a similar pattern, okay? And it's bringing up some old baggage. It looks like to me that they want to have this conversation with you for transparency so that you'll understand what the hell's going on with them and why are they, this is supposed to be happy. Why are they so unhappy? The more I do to try to make it happy, the less unhappy they are. And so what they're doing is trying to dissociate, or however you say it. They're trying to dissociate from an idea of attaching to happiness because they're afraid that it's going to be taken away from them. And so rather than attaching to the event, attaching to the happiness and associating the event with happiness, they're associating the event with loss and unhappiness. And so they would rather kind of disconnect from it than go through that again. So your partner is disconnecting because of fear, right? Fear of a repeated pattern for them happening. And they don't want to carry the burden of that again. And funny enough, this came out in the reverse. But this dude is, carrying a bunch of sticks up to this house, right? And this house is like smeared with blood over here, right? Hard earned, right? And so something that was hard won or hard earned for them, maybe it became a burden or it was taken from them, right? And so they're not willing to kind of go through that again. They don't want those feelings again. So that's why they're kind of backing off. It's a negative thing. Oh, maybe they can't be satisfied by anything. That's just a symptom of a much larger issue. But, you're kind of confused, Capricorn, because you're like, look, this is supposed to be happy. And, no matter what I do here, this person just is not happy. And so it's because they are disconnecting out of fear. Okay, so forever that's for. All right, so let's see what's going on with you, Capricorn. Whoa. Capricorn, it looks like you're making a decision. You're trying to maintain peace and harmony and balance. You're trying to keep everything copacetic. You're not reacting to their negative speak and their trigger. You're trying not to be defensive. And it could be because you either know the backstory or you kind of sense that there's more to it because their reaction to it is just completely inappropriate. It should be following a certain track, right? You're seeing this as a new opportunity that you didn't think you were going to get again. Yeah, here you are, Capricorn. You're seeing this as a new opportunity you didn't think you were going to get again. And then splitting the deck there, see, look, you've become enlightened about what you want. Illuminated, happy family, right? Happy life. This house with the picket fence and the kids and the, whatever else they've got going on back there. This is what you want. This is what you have in your mind, right? And you're kind of perplexed here because this is what it should be, right? This is what it should be, this 10 of Cups, beautiful thing, right? And you're happy and you want to express your happiness, but you're afraid to because your partner's being so negative over here. And I'm not talking about, well, I don't like green paint, I like white paint, and that equals negativity. No. Talking about an inappropriate response to a situation in which should be very celebratory and happy, and your partner's acting out of character and they're acting inappropriately to the situation, right? But you're conflicted here because you don't want to express too much happiness because they're so unhappy. So their trigger is stunting them, and it's also stunting you in this moment that's supposed to be very happy. And you don't feel victorious no matter what you do. It's like it doesn't matter what I do or what I give or what I offer. It's never makes her happy or him happy. And they're always kind of in a negative and out of balance state of mind. And I kind of want to know what in the hell is going on. So there you have it. So let's see kind of what the blocks are for your partner. Your partner's triggered by a past event involving a home, I think, happy family, something hard earned that was taken away from them or became a burden of some kind in a negative way. Not that I'm tired of paying for this house, but in a way that was ripped away from them. Okay, so for whatever that means to you guys out there. So let's see what your partner's blocks are. Okay, forward movement past a situation which put them in a hermit mode, dark night of the soul, whatever that made them go off and try to find their hope again. Maybe very deep depression as a result. Coming out of that, moving forward and coming out of that, and also communicating to you what's going on. They are approaching it in a negative way because they don't want to appear needy and codependent and like they're bothering you with their problems or whatever. But the conversation needs to happen, because if it doesn't happen here, then Capricorn, you become resentful because they're not looking like they are respecting and appreciating your efforts. And they are going to continue to dissociate from it and detach from it because they don't want that trauma again. So let's see what your blocks are. Yeah, you're becoming unhappy in this relationship, number one, because of all of this negativity. And again, remember when I said you are starting to feel like your efforts toward this situation and this commitment to this person are being underappreciated, and you're being kind of disrespected. This person's never happy, right? You don't know how to make them happy. And so now you're starting to become unhappy yourself in this relationship, and you're ready to drive on. So the block is the communication needs to happen, because not only is the celebratory event going to turn to shit, but your relationship is as a result of that. So let's kind of see what's going on between the two of you. It seems like neither one of you have the courage, so to speak, okay, to have the conversation that this is a serious commitment, which I don't know how, somebody's not understanding that at this point. This relationship has transitioned between lovers, dating, things like that, to solid commitment, planning a wedding maybe, buying a home together or moving in together or something like that, right? So the commitment has deepened and become more serious. Now we're building a life together, right? But this person is so unhappy no matter what happens, what we accomplish, what I do, right? So there needs to become a balance now in between the lighthearted fun times and the solid serious commitment. Maybe somebody is saying, let's just slow down a little bit. Not, for example, let's slow down and we're in a commitment and I don't want to be in a commitment anymore, but kind of slow down about maybe charging ahead with some of these big major events, like planning a wedding or buying a home or, whatever it is. But there's not a balance here. Somebody doesn't have the guts, and I think it's your partner, to kind of go in and say, hey, we need to have a conversation because this is what's happening with me and this is why, why I'm acting this way. And Capricorns, if you guys know the background story about what's going on here with your partner and you're wondering if that's what's happening, simply have the conversation and say, well, I didn't know if because of ABCD, if this was affecting you in a way, whatever, right? But there is now no passion and no harmony and balance and peace between the two of you. And you need to make it right. You need to come back and get back in balance and alignment with one another. That's kind of what that's. You guys are out of whack. So let's see, Capricorn, how your partner feels about you. They want to be able to depend on you in a big way. And maybe that's the trigger, is dependence, right? Because maybe when they depended on somebody before, it ended so horribly, right? And they were carrying these burdens. Maybe, they were kicked out of the house or put out of the house or whatever, right? And all their effort wasted. Whatever the situation, your partner wants to come to you and express that to you. And they want to be able to rely on you. Now, I don't mean they want to be able to rely on you financially. La, la, la. I mean that they want to be able to rely on you emotionally. They want to feel safe with you emotionally. They want the relationship to be at such a level in which they are able to come to you with anything that's going on in their head and feel safe enough to share that with you. So that, that may be something that, maybe they don't feel like they can at this point. Or, were criticized in the past for trying to be expressive with how they felt. But they want to be able to do that. They are still trying to process the trauma from a previous relationship that ended real bad. They feel like they were misled in the choices that they made regarding that relationship and regarding maybe asset division and things like that. And they were not counseled well enough, or they had to make choices in which they didn't have enough background information to make choices on. Something like that, okay? They know that you're hard at work and you're doing everything you can to keep it together and to hold it down and to work on things, to work towards something. They appreciate your earnestness. They appreciate the fact that you put your money where your mouth is. They appreciate the fact that you're willing to get up and make it happen. They like that about you. They admire that about you. Let's see, how does Capricorn's lover? But they are still kind of gun shy, right? Once bitten, twice shy. They just kind of feel like trust issues are a big thing. Let's just wrap it up right there. How does Capricorn's lover feel about Capricorn? Yeah, they're still dealing with the sadness. They're afraid. Okay, for example, this has to do with homes for some of y'all out there. So it looks like to me they may be kind of afraid to commit to that, or to put all their eggs in one basket, or to give up where they're living currently to move to a new location with Capricorn, because it was so hard for them to be able to rebuild their life and to gain their independence that they're afraid of giving that up again just to be kicked in the ass, So this is kind of what I see happening here, is that they're operating out of fear and old shit. Homelessness may be a big fear for this person. It may be something they experienced before. They're afraid to lose you. It's kind of like when you're afraid to lose someone, and your intention is to do all the right things, right? But you just keep screwing it up no matter what you do. It's kind of like when you say the wrong thing and you just keep talking and it just makes it worse. That's kind of what you've got here with this person. They feel like they're just making stuff worse. And Capricorn, you feel like no matter what you do, they're unhappy. So it's kind of like you're both doing the same type of behavior, just from different ends of it. So let's ask again, how does Capricorn's lover feel about Capricorn? Okay, they see you as a leader. Okay, they see you as a masculine energy, even if you're a woman, okay? They see you as a masculine energy that's going to take charge of something. They do want to slow things down a little bit because I think they had dealt in the past with a very controlling partner who may have, been financially abusive to them. And they controlled the money and they controlled the house and everything was in their name. And, when it was time for them to get to the point where they wanted some independence, they were threatened, with A, B, C, D, or whatever. Maybe they weren't allowed to work. Maybe they weren't whatever. And so they're starting to feel that happening to them, not because you're doing it, but because there may be triggers with homes. There may be triggers with getting financially committed to someone or having the finances sort of intermingled. That may be a big, big trigger point for them because in the past they weren't allowed to control their own home, their own money, their own whatever. So they kind of want to, they want to work toward it, but they kind of want to slow the train down a little bit because I think the faster it goes, the more triggered they're going to become because they haven't dealt with it fully. They know that you're a leader, you're a provider, you're a masculine husband energy, right? To them. And that you take care of business. They know that. No problem for you, Capricorn, right? But they are not like you, right? They are not there. So that's kind of what's going on there. Let's see. What is their intention? They want to bring a peace offering to you. This may come in the form of a romantic night out or, something romantic, but they want to bring some sort of peace to you, a peace offering, right, to you. And then they want to engage in conversation about what's happened to them, why this makes them triggered. They want to express their fears to you. They want to gain some sort of comfort from you about their fears. And they probably want to talk a little bit about, hey, let's do one thing at a time. Maybe let's slow it down a little bit because I need to go a little slower. So they want to bring that to you. They don't want to, and here's the thing. They're going to say, look, this is totally me. I know it is. I'm rejecting this thing with you that's supposed to be fantastic because I have not let go of what happened to me before. That's why it feels like everything you do, I'm rejecting. What they're doing, again, is backing away, right? But it feels like rejection. And they're aware of it, and they know it, and they're going to be wanting to discuss that with you. So let's kind of see what they're going to do. Oh, these damn things, I keep dropping them. Okay, Capricorn. Capricorn. Okay. So Capricorn. Something just came to my mind when I laid these cards down, and it was kind of like, Capricorn, listen, open your eyes. Capricorn isn't seeing something. Not because, they're trying to get you. No. You're not seeing something because you want to look at this situation with rose-colored glasses. Because you want it so bad and you don't understand why this person is unhappy with it. You kind of are seeing what you want to see, and you are also blocking the transformation of this situation. Transformation being the change, the breakthrough, getting over the hump of these triggers and this issue here. Also, something costs too much, Capricorn. Something is too much money, too much, not necessarily just money, Something is costing too much. So I don't know if it's costing emotional happiness. I don't know if it's costing the relationship, wanting to forge ahead with this. It's costing someone's emotional stability. But something is too expensive for your partner. And they don't want to juggle anymore. They don't want to juggle money. They don't want to be strapping themselves or you. They don't want to be juggling with dealing with triggers, which they have to, but maybe a little slower. There's something here that they do not want to be juggling with all of the time. And they feel like whatever this is that you two are working toward is costing way too much. And it's not worth the relationship. It's not worth the relationship is what they're saying here. So let's see what they think you're going to do. Okay, you're going to want to talk, right? Okay. So basically, this is about making something right. I kind of feel like you're going to want to be engaged in the conversation as far as healing goes. You also have the desire to put this relationship back on track and back where it was before all of this started happening. But you're not willing to move forward about walking away from something that's costing too much. What they want is healing, and they want healing for you, and they want healing for this relationship. So let's see what a final outcome can be. You know, I'm getting away from naming the energies. Oh, well, it's Scorpio or it's blah, blah, blah. Because I kind of feel like, you know, even though for some of you, you want that, right? I kind of feel like when I'm talking about this read, you know who I'm talking about already. I don't have to tell you, oh, it's an Aquarius or it's a fire sign. You already know who it is. Okay, so I feel like it's kind of taken away when I start naming off all this and that and the other. Now, you know, if you guys want me to do that again, continuing forward, hey, drop me a line in the comments section. No big deal. But 9 times out of 10, people already know who it is that this read is for. They don't really need that. But let's, and it deters them. So let's see what a final outcome is. Okay, you guys are going to have the conversation. You're going to start again. You're going to put the work into maintaining balance. Putting the work in, maintaining balance. Conversation's going to improve. If you are planning a move, or you are planning on buying a home, or if you are looking for a home, or you're looking to move or relocate, that may not happen, okay? That may not happen. You may have to sit on that for a little while until you're both, number one, emotionally ready. They feel like they're ready to move forward. So you may have to back burner that if that's kind of where you're going, or maybe it's a big trip, or maybe it's something that you're working toward. Maybe saving, okay, right now until somebody's ready is a better option. Unblocking one another and coming clean with each other. Truth. Conversation, truth, starting again, putting the work in, maintaining balance. Compromise, maybe back burnering, okay, an idea or something that you're working toward. Now, I'm not talking about, you know, extremes here about like, I have to put my career on the back burner because it's just too traumatic for my partner. No. Talking about something that you're both doing together, which is going to create a lot of change in your world. Saving and planning right now may be the best option. But no, there are 2 7s here, right? 6 is a crossroads, making a decision. You know, normally for my reads, that's what it means. And then you have 7. So divine timing. It was meant to be fated. So making the choice to maybe put this aside for a little while is the right decision. The universe may be saying to you, hey, it's not the right time right now. Because if you move forward with it, it may cost you a relationship, right? And it's just not worth, losing your relationship. So then these cards up here make a lot more sense, right? These cards about nurturing and having patience and imagining what you want, saving, planning, instead of doing. And then you have your breakthrough because things come back. They come back round again, right? Once you let go of the attachment to this thing that you're both trying to do. So I think for now, this is a really good read. I'm not going to go into, what are they going to do next or whatever, because we kind of, I think, know. And it's 35 minutes in. I will do some love cards on it, though, because I do think that's appropriate for this read. You're trying to get back to a place of loving one another and the two of you being the focused instead of the external plans and fruits of your labor, showing the fruits of your labor, right? So bring the focus back on the romance, bring the focus back on the two of you being a couple, and the rest will fall into place. The harder you have to try at something sometimes, that's your sign from the universe about, hey, you know what, maybe you should, look at this in a different perspective. Sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship because it's truly sacred, not the plans that you want. What is the priority? Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. Right, you both do. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances. You can be just as happy, right, where you're at, as opposed to where you're trying to get if the both of you are happy and healthy and your relationship is solid. Put the focus back on the priority, which is the relationship. Okay, so you can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. Amen. Romance. Bring back the romance. Let there be closeness between you. That should be the priority. Safety, concern, safety, closeness, intimacy, communication. But always give each other space, okay? And I think, Capricorn, you were trying to do that by not prying, right? Love never claims. Love never claims. It simply allows and gives. It flows. It doesn't have conditions. It doesn't say, if you love me, you'll buy me this, $450,000 house. It doesn't, that's not love. Reprioritize. So, Capricorn, that's what I have for you guys tonight, and I will see y'all later.